back, downtown has been the urban center of Cairo since the 19th century when the district was designed and built. The area, designed by prestigious French architects, was commissioned by Deif Ismail. It was he who stressed the importance of urban planning for the first time in Cairo to include broad, linear, gridded streets, geometric harmony, and modern European architectural style. It was once home to the prosperous elite of late 19th and the early 20th century in Cairo. To be discussing about the downtown and more about that with the cultural heritage researcher, we joined with Lamiaa Abu Deif. I'd like to thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Hello, Lamiaa. How are you doing?
Everything is all right.
First of all, let me touch on the area of downtown Cairo, and in particular, Old Cairo. It's very inspirational. You have a master's degree from Sorbonne University, and you were awarded for the best research by your university back then. And you wrote a thesis about reviving Deif Cairo as an inspirational environment. And that is targeting also tourism. You can correct me if I'm wrong. So how did the idea spark to you? If you would like to tell us the story.
First of all, downtown Cairo is very unique and distinctive area according to its architectural and cultural heritage. Downtown Cairo, as you mentioned, dating back to Khedive Ismail Pasha by 1863, this king dreamed of turning Egypt into Europe, into a part to a Europe, and this dream coming to his mind after his visit to Paris, and it is inspired him, and he would like Egypt a Paris of the East, or Paris on the Nile, and this was downtown Cairo. He asked Ali Pasha Mubarak in order to develop a plan for this area in order to accommodate around 750,000 population people, because the population during this time was about 350,000. Downtown Cairo, or Khedivial Cairo, dating back to very distinctive architecture school like Art Deco, New Classic, and this is very common at London, Paris. And if you make a comparison between downtown Cairo and Champs-Élysées at Paris, you will find huge similarity. And also, this is dating back to Haussmann, the engineer who was responsible on rebuilding Paris during this time.
Yes.
Downtown, as we mentioned, that was very unique and distinctive according to its architectural and cultural heritage. And despite this richness, didn't achieve any remarkable economic and social achievements like the others in like Paris and England. And this encouraged me to ask myself why. We have all of this unique architecture. Yes. You have unique heritage, cultural heritage. Why we are not like them? So I have to rethink, and I have to search why. And my research was to revitalize and regenerate this area in order to achieve this remarkable economic and social achievements.
From this question of asking why, and then build a plan to enhance this full area. This is the line of thought that you took within your research.
Yeah.
And what were the main whys, the main reasons for having this underutilized or used as an amazing place, like you mentioned, with this amazing architecture? What has kept downtown from reaching to that stage that you really thought about?
Actual downtown Cairo has a steady declination, started from the steady decline from 1952 after the revolution, the military revolution. and still suffer till now from this deterioration. These deteriorations have been for many reasons. One of this reason was the frozen rent. You have to imagine that many apartments at downtown Cairo are closed, using them as a store. Many buildings really suffer from huge deterioration because lack of maintenance.
For violations.
Not about violation, but this is lack of maintenance. Lack of maintenance because there is, you can imagine there is a lot of sewage, and this is deteriorates this building.
Yes.
Also, after the revolution 1952, this area has been for elites and foreigners. And after the revolution, the exodus of the foreigners and many of these wealthy people travel or not travel, choose another area to live in, like Nasr City, wherever. And they choose this area. The traffic and congestions during this Egypt, really downtown Cairo is suffering from the traffic, and this is one of the main problems for this area. But we have to thank Mr. Ibrahim Mahlab about his efforts for try to enhance and especially about street vendors and traffic by building Garage al-Tahrir succeeded, but still also there is a lot of problems related to these two issues. Downtown Cairo, despite the achievements or the development by the government and NOUH, the National Organization for Urban Harmony, for developing this area, but most of these achievements we could consider it like a beautification of facelifting. There is no clear strategic plan for regenerate or revitalizing this area.
Yes, and when you say this, you mean the end vision. What are we going to do with downtown, like, in 30 years from now, maybe?
Yeah, my vision for something like this, I depend on revitalization depended in two things or double procedures. The first one is inner city, and here I'm going to my point of view to use the cultural activities and the cultural initiatives. Second, it will be through preservation and conservation for these buildings, markets for all of this area. This area, we could consider it like an open museum, but really in order to be recognized as a World Heritage Site from UNESCO, we need to develop a management plan for this area. So
right. This was what was going to come in to my second question to you, which is, you look like you have a very inspirational type of plan to take when it comes to tourism in that particular area in Cairo. If you would explain it in some points or in a vision to those whom you are offering your ideas to, how would it look like?
My vision for downtown Cairo to be like Barcelona, to be like Glasgow, to be like Edinburgh. These cities has very unique architecture and cultural heritage, but they know how to use it very well. And that's what we are going to, what I'm seeking for, to use this heritage in a proper way. Not just painting the wall and enough. We need to really use this heritage, the tangible and the intangible. You know that heritage is the medium for collective memory. So we have really to enhance our identity through our heritage, to promote the city and rebranding through our heritage. Heritage is considered to be a unique asset. We have to use it really in a proper way. Heritage, we could use it for create a new destination. Cultural tourism, it's a broad topic. When we are talking about tourism, we have to really create new destination by another mean to attract different type of tourists. This could be like the new trend for something like this. creative tourism. Creative tourism is the tourist here is not just a consumer, but he's a consumer and a producer. So we have to let him, most of these people or most of this kind of tourists seeking for a true experience. So they need an active participation with the people. So they are keening or they are more seeking to know more about the area where they are, participate with the local community, know more about their intangible heritage, folklore, what they prefer to eat, how they cook.
Yes.
So we have to focus or to shift our focus from the pyramids, from the camel, from
Yes,
Abu Simbel,
to the cultural aspects and the heritage.
Exactly, to another aspect or to another destination. Because especially after 2011, the tourism field really suffer a lot. So I think it's time now to promote our assets.
Yeah, it has to be, we know, like you mentioned, within a framework, a strategy that is, encompassing a lot of elements together. So like I mentioned, if we're speaking about tourism and promoting the entire country, there are aspects of cultural and heritage aspects that can be attracting and very appealing to a lot of people. But when you say downtown and introducing new places in downtown, other than the normal basic architecture, maybe involving heritage aspects, how are you proposing this to happen? So what would be the examples in downtown to promote this or to have it within the scope?
First of all, we have something called cycle of heritage. In order to understand heritage, you have to show the people its value. Then they start to care about it.
Yes.
Since they start to care about this value, they start to enjoy. That means they are going to understand more about its heritage.
Yes.
So my plan is to first make like an awareness. What is the real value of downtown Cairo? All the Egyptians should know what is downtown Cairo. Downtown Cairo, it's the only place you will feel glory, you will feel nostalgia, you will feel pride, and at the same time you feel sorry for
yes.
what
is happening. Yes.
Yeah. So first of all, we have to make like awareness campaign for something like this, and not just for downtown Cairo. Believe me, this awareness campaign to be about our heritage, because
all of the heritage sites.
Exactly, because our heritage is our identity. Heritage, by the way, is not just tangible, what we call it, building and artifacts.
Could be nature.
It could be, heritage also is intangible, like,
yes.
like what I mentioned before, folklore,
yes.
traditions. So we have to know, we have to aware or to have to inform people about our heritage in order to value, in order to keep, in order not to be like nothing. We don't have any identity. We will be like anyone. We are not Egyptian. So my plan for something like this, I would like, first of all, to let people know the value of this area. Second, I would like to use the cultural activities and cultural initiatives in downtown Cairo. Actually, there is a huge and there is really great activities done in downtown Cairo, but unfortunately, there is no one know about it, or the majority of the people
correctly marketed.
Yeah, the majority of the people don't know anything about it. If we are talking about Edinburgh, for an example, Edinburgh is a city known by the festivals. In downtown Cairo, we have 5 main festivals. We have Deif festivals, we have Continue, Cairo Jazz Festival, and we have another festival belongs to Dhamma or Al-Mastaba. We call, sorry, I can't remember its name, but we have 5 Wanas
yes.
festival, and this is this festival concerned about the Egyptian folklore. Most of his performance done at Dhamma Theater. This is at Abdin Square, and no one of us, I believe,
yes,
that
even
you don't know anything about it.
Yes.
also, when we are going to talking about screening Zawiya and the European panorama of European film, Marianne Khoury did great things did great achievements at downtown Cairo. Zawiya really have a unique initiatives about the independent film, totally different from the market movies and what we get used nowadays to watch. I'm one of them. I didn't watch on any of these movies, but this is a movement, a new. I don't accept, maybe you and others, but this kind of initiatives like Zawiya, it's very respectable movies. You can encourage your families, your children to go there in order to really learn something new.
Yes,
also,
they're trying to do their best to market their work, which is really great.
Yes, and also we have thematic many cultural and of course I can't ignore Townhouse and Rawabit theaters also in downtown Cairo, and there are great achievements at this area. Believe me, there is really unique and very elegant and very good, very cultural activity.
Yeah, that's very strange. In 1925, Cairo was chosen as the best capital in the world.
Yeah.
And if we could compare it with similar capitals, I mean not capitals, but with similar cities and towns, like for example, let's take Rome, for example.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed a bit. Every time you would leave it for like 20 years and you come and you visit Rome, you see the same small cars, the same piazzas and the same fountains and the same buildings, authentic buildings, very old, nothing, not even 1/3 of the cultural activities that are present in Cairo and in Old Cairo. But it's one of the #1 touristic capitals in the world, or in the world. So where is the problem with Cairo? I mean, what happened? If a small city like Rome is
poor marketing,
with its flea markets and only one shopping street and one small river and the piazzas and the fountains and this very limited activities have that much popularity when it comes to tourism compared to Cairo. What happened?
The poor marketing. I told you, the poor marketing.
Is it only poor marketing, or it's some kind of other
when we are talking about internet, why there is no there is no people know about it, that means marketing. We have suffered really from poor marketing.
People might come and they might not come again.
Because downtown Cairo is not, if we are talking about downtown Cairo is not an accessible place for many of these tourists. Just as actually was a tour guide, and the only thing we go there is the Cairo Museum. Downtown Cairo, they didn't promote it at their brochures, through their website. No one know anything about downtown Cairo and its architectural heritage.
But even the sites, I mean,
they
monumental
don't know anything,
sites,
believe me.
When tourists come to Egypt and they would go to Old Cairo, they would like to visit those monumental sites. They wouldn't take the best service. I mean, it's not up to the limits. There are standards for service.
Of course, as we mentioned in downtown Cairo, first of all, we have to be this place accessible for everyone, and especially for
accessible walking.
Right, exactly, accessible for people with disabilities, for walking, the traffic. I suggest, I don't know if it will be later become true or something, but we need to close some of these streets and enable people to walk around.
Yeah,
there
like
is no map, there is no mapping, there is no even one cultural center at this area. Enables the people to know anything about. But worth to mention about the Lamiaa company, and this is one. The only private company invest in downtown Cairo. They do tours at downtown Cairo every I think Saturday or Friday, an architecture tour. But this is a company.
It's not enough. Yes. I think Lamia, because our time is out, but I'm really amazed by the passion that you have for this, and I think you need to maybe push it further. How to have the government, because it's not a ministry, it's the government itself. You need to have like a sort of a full vision about how to develop this area and make use of it, because this is a real value. Thank you very much for your insights, and I wish you the best of luck, and hope you can push this, towards change in downtown Cairo.
Hope so. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Lamiaa, Deif cultural heritage researcher, thank you very much for
Thank
your
you.
time. Best of luck, and you have a very good day.
Thank you.
And we're going to take you to a short break, and we'll come back to you. So stay with us.
القانون وعملوا 3 اجتماعات، وان شاء الله القانون يضم